Public Works and Safety meeting. Roll call, please. Here?
Here.
Here.
Are there any conflict of interest statements?
No.
Approval of the minutes of the meeting of October 3rd, 2024.
Motion to approve those minutes.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Bid openings, I don't see any. Number 6, matters from other department heads or their representatives. Nothing. Okay, let's move on to correspondence. Letter A, correspondence received from William Short, Chief of Police, requesting the approval for the transfer of Officer Paul Manuel from the rank of Master Sergeant to the rank of Sergeant with pay adjustments and be transferred from the Uniform Patrol Division to the Traffic Unit to be made effective October 1st, 2024. Sergeant Andrew Lornick will be transferred from the Uniform Patrol Division to the Community Affairs Division and will relinquish his Evidence Technician specialty pay effective October 1st, 2024. Corporal Timothy Kreischer be transferred from the Uniform Patrol Division to the Detective Bureau and will relinquish his FTO specialty pay effective October 1st, 2024. And Correctional Officer Romeo Rodriguez was terminated effective close of business October 9th, 2024.
Motion to approve Chief Short's request.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter B, correspondence received from Dean Button recommending the award and contract for quotes to replace barrel roof at the Public Works Complex be awarded to Gluth Brothers in the amount of $144,798.
Good morning to the board.
Good morning.
Hi. You might recall earlier this year, we denoted this as emergency repairs. There was some confusion on the scope of the work, so we took some little bit of time to clarify. What we're proposing is replacing just a section of that roof, right? Not the entire roof.
Okay.
I believe, if I remember right, it's 10,000 square feet, and it covers materials that need to be protected from the elements, particularly road patch that's stored inside the building. Received by statute, we're required to solicit 2 quotes under the emergency. We did that, one from Corellis, one from Gluth. Gluth was the low responsible and responsive quoter in this request, and so I'm recommending approval of their work to be done, their proposal. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
No, thanks. We're good.
Thanks.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter C, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting $69,000 of CIB funding to be allocated for the Pazer and sign inventory project in agreement with First Group Engineering submitted for approval.
So we're doing a little something a little different this year. So the price is a little bit elevated from what we've seen in the past. The system that we can do to collect this information now is using this technology called LiDAR, where they collect video and can process the image and determine a lot of things, not just the condition of the roadway, which is required. We have to do this every other year as part of our ability to apply for grants through the state community crossings matching grant program.
Right.
So we can collect that data, but we can also get other data like our sign inventory, which we need. NDOT has a $50 million grant open right now. It's due tomorrow. We're submitting on to help us update our signs, regulatory signs, to meet the new MUTCD compliance. It's the manual for traffic control devices for Indiana. We can also collect other data after we've collected the video image, right? So if we need to go back and we want to do hydrants or manholes or sidewalk conditions, we can go back and collect all that data by just reprocessing the image for an additional fee. So this covers those 2 actions. This action came before the Capital Improvement Board on Monday, and they approved it, and I'd ask for your approval of both the agreement and the funding allocation.
Okay, the second green sheet, we'll have to have you sign it after the meeting. It looks like you signed one and not the other. So
My mistake. Thank you.
No problem.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter D, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting $5,476.65 of CIB funding to be allocated for the barriers on Kennedy Avenue project submitted for approval.
This also was approved by the Capital Improvement Board on Monday. I hope I signed both of
One
those.
One you did, one you didn't. That's okay,
Yeah,
though.
the system's failing.
Yeah.
And so this is for the Jersey barriers that we put up on Kennedy Avenue to protect our streetlights. So if you're northbound on Kennedy and you're in the right-hand lane, because of the new improved road north of 169th Street, you have to turn right. Vehicles are not turning right, they're proceeding on, and they're going off of the road, hitting the two streetlights, and then coming back onto the road, almost trying to beat the traffic on the through lane. And so we put up Jersey barriers in front of each of those lights. Since then, we've had no knockdowns of those streetlights. This was happening repeatedly, so we needed to do something that sort of ended that. And so this accomplished that. It was approved Monday night at the Capital Improvement Board. I'd ask for your approval. The work's already been done. We're just asking for you to approve the funding.
Gotcha, okay.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Letter E, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting $36,721 of the 3rd District Gaming to be allocated for the Erie Avenue resurfacing project submitted for approval.
This is 3rd District Gaming, right, approved by Councilman Tyler. There was additional work on Erie that's part of a project that we're resurfacing this year. This covers those extra costs related to that work.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Letter F, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting the approval for the 10-day road closure on Kennedy Avenue between 165th Street and Gibson Transfer Road, starting October 21st, 2024 through October 31st, 2024.
Thank you for that correction. It was a typo on the request. This is closing the Kennedy Avenue Bridge over the IHB that is south of Michigan Street, if that's clear. So for clarity, I'd like to just back up a little bit and mention that the Hammond Sanitary District is working and their contractors working diligently to have Kennedy Avenue at Michigan reopened by Tuesday. That's the 15th. And so by the end of the day is sort of what we're projecting. This would be the following Monday, where Dunnet Bay, who is the contractor for Lake County, has to close the bridge, lift the bridge up, replace the bearing pads underneath the bridge, but also patch where those pads are placed. That patchwork is concrete, takes time to cure. We originally thought it would be less time, but now we've been asked for 10 days because of the cure time that we need or the contractor needs to complete the work. So they're asking for a 10-day closure. Mike Hutton, who is in the audience, second row from the back, is here from Dunnet Bay. If there's any questions from the board, I asked him to be here at this meeting just to make sure that if you had any questions about the work, that he would be available to answer those questions.
Well, the only question I have is, are we going to open it hopefully Tuesday and
Yes.
then reclose it Monday?
Yes.
I mean, wouldn't we be better served just keeping it closed during that time?
Well, we certainly, I mean, it's up to the board, right, at this stage. The work that the sanitary district has will be ongoing, but Kennedy will be open. We can't have the county do their work and still work in Kennedy on the sanitary district, because we would landlock those properties between the bridge and Michigan, right? Particularly, I think, a Central Crane, right? They would never be able to get in or out of their site. So we do have to reopen before they close.
Okay.
But we could leave our advance warning. Dunnet Bay will put up their own advanced warning for the bridge itself. But we could hold our closure signs up for the time being if the board would like us to continue that.
Yes. Kevin, do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, if we open it, is it going to let everybody think it's open again? And
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not a traffic
more
control
confusion?
expert. I rely on both the police department and engineering for that recommendation, but I get what you're saying. I mean, that a 6-day opening where everybody thinks it's back to normal, and then Dean, would the closure be similar to the current closure, or would it be different?
Yeah, the reroute of the traffic would be the same. It would just move from one location downstream
See, people know about it, it's under control. I mean, my personal feeling is I would just leave it, but I'm open to suggestions from anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, so what would happen is we'd, like, you said the 15th, everything would be taken down, the stoplight, everything like that, and then,
No, the
Stoplight
stoplight
was-
remains, right, on
Okay.
Michigan.
Yes.
Where Michigan remains restricted.
okay, and then the bridge part of it, the Kennedy Avenue part of it would come down on the 15th and then go back up on the 21st?
The Kennedy Avenue in front of the sanitary district pump station, that closure would open to one lane in each direction. And then 6 days later, the bridge to the south would close.
And would the one lane in each direction remain open?
Yes.
So it seems like it's different.
Yeah, it's different, yeah.
Okay.
I
So-
didn't know that part, that it's
So if it's
gonna,
different, I'd say we're good.
yep, I agree.
Okay.
Okay,
I get your point, right? People are used to this being closed, and then it's open for a few days, and then it's closed again. It sort of gives a mixed signal.
yeah, but now that I know that on Tuesday, we're hoping to open one lane each way, and that would continue throughout this other project, that makes sense to me.
Fair enough.
So, okay.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Letter G, request for approval from Elevate Creative Group requesting permission to use City Hall and a location agreement submitted for approval.
So this was presented to me earlier this week by the engineering department. I worked with Jonathan and Dean on this to modify it to a point where I'm reasonably comfortable with it. I'm relying on the engineering department to maintain eyes on these folks over the weekend. Dean's indicated to me that the security detail will be able to accomplish that. And so, given that assurance, I think we're good. We're good? Okay.
It needs to be signed still,
Yep.
just so we're
So I'd say
aware.
contingent upon them signing it and getting it to us.
Okay,
And hopefully that, like I mentioned, engineering's going to kind of take the lead on this.
Motion approved, contingent on signing.
I second.
all in favor, say aye. Number 8, matters from board members.
Nothing numinous over here.
Nothing numinous, okay?
Nothing.
Number 9, new business, letter A, demolition hearings for 1219 150th Street.
Yes, if we could, there's a couple attorneys that are here. I was hoping we could get them on their way.
Sure.
If we could go out of order. I believe the first one would be, let's see here. Sorry. Brian, you're here on,
1476 Shell Street.
thank you. I was getting there. 1476 Shell. We've got some updated photos for you. Board. I apologize.
It's okay. Okay, we're going to skip past letter A and go down to letter M, 1476 Shell.
Yes, 1476 Shell. It's a property that's owned by a gentleman named Heriberto Prieto. There's massive overgrowth in the yard and parkway. Cut and cleans have been done since '23. Water's on, but there's very minimal usage. There's possible squatters seen at times on the property. Large amount of scrap metal can be seen in the yard under the growth. Dead tree in the rear yard. It appears to be a one-story structure. We've had a very difficult time accessing it. And I just want to set the record, I apologize because we skipped over, just set the record on all the demolition hearings and note for the record that pursuant to Indiana Code 3679 at SEC, the city has, on behalf of the Inspections Department, which is the enforcement authority under the Act, has sent notice via certified mail and regular mail to all owners of record and those with a substantial property interest. Additionally, there's been publication in the Northwest Indiana Times pursuant to the requirement of the statute, and there's been posting of notice on the properties. So all the properties that you're hearing today have been properly noticed, and additionally, we believe that they are unsafe structures under the Act.
Okay.
All right, sorry, Brian.
You're fine.
Yep.
Again, my name is Brian Berger, B-E-R-G-E-R. I represent Wells Fargo Bank. They have the first lien on this property. It's actually in an active foreclosure. My client, the bank, has informed me that this property actually has been occupied, I'm assuming by the borrowers on the loan, the owners, since 2005. So they've been unable to get in the property to make any assessments. So it's been in foreclosure for about the last 3 years. A judgment, 4 years. Judgment's already been entered. We're on a holding pattern. The next step, once the hold is taken off, whenever that is, it could be in the next few weeks here. They plan on going to a sheriff's sale with this. So the only thing the bank has asked me is for additional time so they can enter into the property, make assessments, and determine if they can take any action with respect to these code violations.
Yeah, and again, Mr. Berger appears a lot on these, and he understands the city's concern, which is that sometimes it takes a demolition order to get everybody moving, including the bank sometimes. So this is a good thing. We've got their attention. As I've informed Mr. Berger in the past, the city's position is to enter the order and keep the process moving. Of course, if there is a sheriff's sale, he'll let me know. But this at least allows us to understand that we need to move the process along and then set it for bid if we need to. So I'd request, given the condition of the property, that the demolition order be affirmed.
Motion to affirm the order.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
See you, Kevin.
Yes, yeah. The other one, Mr. Toski, John Toski is here for 4934 Ash Avenue. He's also here on behalf of the bank. I've got some photos for you.
Okay.
Updated photos. Set the record. Toski gets up here.
Okay, we are moving then to letter C, 4934 Ash.
Correct. All right, this is owned by Raymond N. Russell, Carol A. Russell, and Therese M. Williams. The only address we have for him is at that address. Trash was all over the driveway in the rear of the property. There's a default judgment on the property for citation in Lake Superior Court. The front picture window was broken. There's overgrowth throughout the yard. The meter was pulled in January of this year. The south fence is collapsed. And you can see the photos. Otherwise, it appears in okay condition, but we do have some problems with it. So I'll let Mr. Toski indicate who he represents and his position.
Yes, I'm representing Wilmington Savings Fund Society, the holder of the mortgage, simply just asking for more time. It's going to be up for a sheriff's sale on November 1st, so we just need enough time to get the sale done, get all the information to the seller, and go from there.
Yeah, and so versus the other property we just heard, at least the sheriff's sale's been set, so there will be a subsequent owner. I've indicated to Mr. Toski that he has an obligation as the seller under the act, the bank he represents, to notify the subsequent owner, whoever buys it at the sheriff's sale, of the demolition order if the board puts one on today or affirms it today. Given the condition of the property, I'd request that the order be affirmed and that Mr. Toski does inform the new owner of that order. And we'll get him a copy. If he wants to leave me his card, I can get him a copy.
Motion to affirm.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you.
And how much time will that be before it's
Bid out, it'll probably be at least 8 weeks, 8 to 10
yeah.
weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And then there are a couple other ones where people are here. Do you want to take those first, or do you want to just go in order?
Any order you want.
Okay, so there is somebody here from, let's see, the next one I have with somebody here is 1047 Moss Street front, and this is the owner, Mr. Jose Jesus Martinez, is present here today along with another gentleman.
Okay.
Mr. Schultz has some updated photos on this property for us. Let me just set the record. As I mentioned, this property is owned by a Jose Jesus Martinez, who's here present today. The address I have for him is South Holland, Illinois. It was a quitclaim deed, showed that he's owned the property since 2018. However, it's vacant, no porch, boarded doors, open windows, missing siding. There's an abandoned vehicle in the yard. There is a door that lays on the side of the house, and there's unfinished siding on the top of the house. I can show those photos to the owner. Mr. Martinez, is this the property that we're talking about today?
It is.
Okay, great. So that's the current condition. So given the condition of the property, we'd like to enter the order. I do know Mr. Luter has indicated that an inspection has taken place and been paid for. So it sounds like they do want to rehab the
Rehab it?
property.
We would like to fix it.
Okay, could you give us your name, please?
Jose Jesus Ramirez?
Okay, and your plans are to rehab?
Ramirez.
Yes.
And what kind of time frame are you looking at to do that?
How long can I have?
So I think what we should do, or at least the city's position, is that the board affirm the order. We set it for status for, let's say, 90 days and see if we can have a rehab agreement in place. We will, however, potentially bid it out, but if there's a rehab agreement in place, maybe do 60 just to.
Yeah, we do 60 for rehab agreement.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I said Martinez, it's Ramirez, right?
Ramirez
Okay,
Martinez,
sorry
yes.
about that.
So is December 12th, is that a good date
Sure.
for the status hearing? Okay.
Motion to affirm the order and set it for a follow-up status for December the 12th.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, thank you, sir.
Mr. President, could you explain to him what's going to happen?
Okay, so between now and then, the inspection you said has been paid for, correct?
Paid for and completed.
So you need to get the home inspection, and you need to start giving us a plan on when you're going to rehabilitate the house.
I already had the home inspection.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
it was
it's
already paid
it's
for.
done, and we have the report. So
Okay.
it's just a matter of he's going to enter into a rehab agreement.
Yeah, so they're going to present you with a rehab agreement that you'll have to sign, basically saying that you'll get the work done in a certain amount of time,
Okay.
okay? So I guess, are you willing to do that?
Yes.
Okay, if that's the case, then you don't have to worry about the house being tore down, okay?
Okay.
Just make sure you follow up with, you're staying in contact with them the whole time.
And he has to appear on December 12th.
Yeah, and December 12th is a Thursday, 9:00 a.m., you'll be back here,
Okay.
okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, are we going to, you got somebody else that's
Yes,
here?
I'm sorry. Mr.
That's okay.
Leonard is here for a property on Crane Place, which is letter P. It's a garage, 3054 Crane Place Garage.
Okay,
Mr. Leonard's here. His mom is the owner of the property. Yeah, thank you. Oh, thanks, Mike. Thank you. This is the, Mr. Leonard, is that the condition of the?
Yeah.
Okay, property. This is the garage.
thank you.
And Inspector Coles gave us those pictures. He took those this morning. As you can see from the photos, the garage is in pretty rough shape. It appears that the door is open to the elements. Given the condition of the property, it's the city's position that we need to affirm the order. I've had a conversation with Mr. Leonard. He wants to fix it up. However, he didn't have a timeline. And so I said that's a good reason, for us, it's a good reason to enter the order, because then we'll set it for a status. He'll come back and hopefully he'll show some progress. There have been several complaints from the neighborhood as well, due to it being kind of an eyesore and sitting there as you can see on the corner there.
Right. So, Mr. Leonard, do you have any time frame that you'd be able to fix this?
Within the next month. I was talking to some contractors to get the door taken care of a while ago. I'm going to contact them within the next week, and I can at least get a door put on there for a start. So within the next couple of weeks for that.
Do we need to get an inspection or no?
Yeah, I think Bill, are we going to need, so Mr. Leonard wants to fix his garage up. He wants to at least put a door on. It's open to the elements. Does he need Crane Place? So does he need an inspection before he can at least put the door on?
I don't know the condition of the garage.
Okay, whoops. Here you go. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
It looks like the door and maybe the roof are a little bit rough. Yeah.
I'd like to
Cut some
allow
of
him to get the door, get
Yeah.
a door on there, just
Yeah.
because I think that would,
Is that a brick garage?
What's that?
Is this a brick garage? It looks like a brick
Yes, sir,
garage.
brick
Okay.
or cinder
I
block.
don't have a problem with him just putting a door on if that's the case.
at least we can get the door on.
Okay,
We'll do that next couple of weeks. And then, in the so Bill, if he wants to repair the garage, will he need an inspection for that, or? I know with garages, we usually,
Yeah, if it's just a door and a roof, I don't know if we need to really go through a demo process.
okay, inspection, but I still want to enter the order.
so we're going to affirm the order today, so we're going to set this for status in a reasonable amount of time. You said it'd take you two weeks to a month?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, so if we set this for status for a month from now, you'll have that done, hopefully?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to give you want to do the 60 days, Kevin, or do you want to?
I'd like maybe 45, just to give him a little bit extra time, but not go all the way, maybe end of November.
The 21st? Which one's
Let's go 28th,
Thanksgiving?
or wait, what's Thanksgiving, 28th?
21st then, or the December
Just go to
5th?
December. We write it December 12th.
You want to go December 5th?
Yeah.
Okay, December 5th. Mr. Leonard, just a reminder, you are going to need to pull a permit. Okay, so make sure when the contractors, they'll need to pull a permit for that door.
To put a door on it?
Yeah.
Permit?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you change your mind between then and, between now and then, just notify them that your intentions have changed. If not, when you come back on the 5th, we're going to expect that door has been completed, okay?
Okay.
Just so you're aware.
All right.
Okay.
But I would
thank you.
request that the order be affirmed.
Right.
Motion to affirm and set for status for December 5th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, and then a couple, letter G and letter I, I'm happy to report that those garages have both been self-demoed by owner, and so we will not be proceeding on those today. That's
Okay.
7817 Delmar and 4313 Hickory.
Okay.
So if anyone's here on either of those, you don't need to stay. I don't know if there's anyone here on those addresses. All right,
Kevin, real quick before we get moving forward, if anybody's here for a demo property, we'll go through all the hearings, and then if they want to stick around, I can meet with them as a group or individually in the hallway instead of,
For
just
explanations?
for explanation and trying to
Okay.
move the process forward.
Okay.
okay. And I think that's all the people I had. Anybody else here for a demolition hearing? Oh, uh-oh, wow, okay. Can we keep going with people that are here?
Yeah.
Sure,
Okay, yeah.
absolutely, yeah. Sir, what's your address? Come on up to the mic. You could give us your name and your address.
Wency Torres, 1563 177th Place.
Letter B.
That
Okay.
would be, all right. 1563, 177th place. First and foremost, I guess, I have it owned by a Tina Eckert and Wendy Torres. Is that any
Wency Torres,
relationship to you?
that's me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What is the first name?
Wency.
Wency, I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
mispronounced it. I'm
Okay.
like 0 for 3 today. Mr. Torres, do you live in the property?
No, I bought it on the tax sale.
Okay, it currently has exemptions on it, so the first thing we're gonna need is we're gonna need Nick to make sure that you sign a homestead, because if there's nobody living there and you're not living there as a homestead of residence, we need to pull the homestead exemption off, right, with the county, so that's number one.
I have a court date on December 12th for, that's when I was supposed to take access to the properties, so
Right,
I
for
don't,
tax sale?
yeah, I had a couple more.
So you haven't gone to tax sale yet? I show you as the owner, though. I show you as the owner. What's your court date for?
I didn't get too much explanation from the lawyer, but I was expecting on December 12th was the date where I'm supposed to be able to take access to the properties.
No, that's a court date for a tax deed, but I already show you as the owner. That's maybe my confusion, is that, nope, I take that back. Tina Eckert's the owner, you're the tax sale purchaser, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the condition of the property. So usually with tax sale purchasers, we hope that they're going to take control of the property, get the deed, and fix the place up. Is that your
Yeah.
goal? Have you done other properties in the city?
Not in the city, in the, Whiting and Maryville.
Okay. Given the condition of the property, the city's position is that we need to affirm this order. However, he's got a tax sale hearing December 12th or 15th?
Yeah,
Is it December 12th, which means he's probably not going to get the deed till February.
Right.
Because you're going to be 8 weeks out, at least. I was down there yesterday, and they said they're at least 8 weeks out on deeds, so after the hearing. So I guess we would request the order be affirmed. We'll set this over for, I don't even know if we need to set it over for status. I'll notify him of the bid date, and hopefully he'll come in and let us know that he's got the deed.
Am I able to just get in there and start cleaning up now?
You need to ask your attorney. I can tell you that generally, and I don't want to give you any legal advice, but generally, you can go on the outside and clean it up, you just can't go inside. But you need to talk to your tax sale attorney about that. He'll give you the correct advice.
Okay.
So that's where we are.
Okay, so just affirm the order, and then we don't need a status date or anything?
I don't
Of any
think we
kind?
do. I think Mr. Torres needs to stay in touch with Mr. Luter and the city once he gets the deed. In the meantime, he'll get another notice if we do bid it out, and he'll appear, and we'll go from there.
Okay,
So just stay in touch with Mr. Luter.
Okay. Just wait outside.
Motion to affirm the order.
I second.
all in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, sir, what was your address? Did you come up to the mic also? Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Could you give us your name?
Yes. My name is Pastor Jose Ruiz Jr. I'm from Greater Works Outreach Prayer and Deliverance Ministry.
And which
The-
address is yours, sorry?
The address is 5125 and 27 Holman,
Okay,
Hammond,
Letter J.
Indiana.
All right, we got some photos here by the pastor that have been given to us. And then Pastor, I've also got some additional photos that were taken yesterday by the inspector.
Okay.
See that's your property, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Here's the photos from the city. And here are the photos from the pastor. Okay, this property, if I can just set the record on this, this is a property that should be at least somewhat familiar to the board because it was up on demo before. And then I don't know if there was maybe a mistake on whether the pastor had an estate open or something in Illinois. We had heard that, but obviously you don't need an estate. You're right here in front of us. And then I heard there was maybe a purchaser of the property, but we don't know what happened with that. So I do know that it's been vacant for some time. I'm not sure, obviously there's some graffiti on it. We do show that Pastor Ruiz is the owner. The prior demolition we had was in 2021. The city's concern is that the building continues to deteriorate, and so therefore we have it up, given the condition of the property, up for demolition. So I guess we'll wait to hear from Pastor Ruiz as to what his plan is for the property.
Well, we plan to have this gentleman here with us, but my dad owned a building, and his name is Jose Ruiz.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
He passed away.
He passed
Okay.
away during COVID. We had to go to court to try to get it we went through so much, and the property was not, there was a fire next to the property, but the
Jupiter
property
building.
itself was not damaged, but they wanted to inspect and make sure that the supporting walls were fine and that. So by the time we were throughout all these years, I just received notice, but we have this gentleman here who's interested, and we want to just, the ministry and myself don't have no more interest in it. We like to turn it over to somebody that will rehab it, that will rehab the building, and we have this party here that is willing to do that. We did secure the building. You know, I never heard from the city. I haven't heard from the bank. This is the first time I'm hearing from it. But I did get an interested party who is going to go in there and wants to rehab and occupy the property. We did secure it. We boarded it up and locked it down, and that we were in there. We see.
Is there a purchase agreement in place yet with this gentleman? And what's your name,
No,
sir?
my name is Darren Willis. NAM have been put in
Darren
place yet. Willis.
Willis, thank you.
NAM have been put in place just yet because we wanted to know exactly what was the status of the building. I did seek legal counsel, and he asked me to get an inspection on the place to see exactly what needs to be done on the inside via the Hammond building board. So after we see that and assess what's going on, then we can move forward.
Have you been in front of the board before?
Before,
Yeah,
yes.
we had the voting.
Yes.
Yeah, the Mason.
Absolutely right.
Okay, got it, okay.
Good memory, good memory.
Yes, got it.
Can I ask Mr. Willis, what would be your intention with the building if you were able to
We would
rehab
like
it?
to make that our home.
Like the lodge?
Yes,
Make it a lodge?
exactly.
Okay.
You know, it's a sturdy building. It used to be a bomb shelter. There's no damage to that we see personally. The damage to the outside wall was done to the whoever tore that building down. They didn't want to actually damage that wall. So with that being said, would they have to come and fix it since they damaged it, or that would fall on?
Yeah, it was a common wall, and I'm sure it came down from the common wall, party wall.
It's not down. It's not down.
No, I'm
It's
saying
just in
the
rough
building
condition,
was
Right,
yeah.
okay, right.
So you're not gonna, there's not gonna be a purchase agreement until you get somebody in there to inspect it and let you know exactly what's going on?
Correct, yes, sir.
So my suggestion would be, given the condition of the building, that it's been vacant for a while, that the demolition order be entered, but we'll stay it, provided that either Mr. Wilson or Pastor Ruiz pays for the inspection, and we'll set it over for status.
Okay.
Okay, not today, we won't set it up, we're not.
Yeah, I would set it
we're
for
gonna
status date, yeah.
For how long, for how long?
What do you need, Bill?
60 days with me being in and out of the office.
Use the 12th again?
Sure.
Question, when you mean status, that's just for the inspection to be completed, and then we determine exactly what steps we're gonna take from there. Am I correct?
Yes,
Correct.
yeah, what we're asking for today is the board to enter the order of demolition to affirm it, to keep the process moving, because if it, if you fall away, then we still got
Totally
a
understand.
vacant building that we need to deal with.
Correct.
So this will keep the process going. We'll set it for status on December 12th, and by that time, hopefully you've paid for the inspection with Mr. Luter.
Correct.
And then we can get the report, and you can tell the board what's going to happen.
Okay, can we do that today for us to pay?
You'll talk to Mr. Luter, and
Okay.
Motion to affirm the order and set for status for December 12th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you, gentlemen.
Can I say one more?
Sure.
My daddy passed away from the COVID at that time, so he left nothing in his estate. We were renting Greater Works Ministry because they addressed the letter to the ministry. The ministry has nothing to do. We were just tenants there. So we don't have the finances if it was put in demolitions to bring this property down.
no, the city would pay to bring it down.
Okay,
It's just that you'd have a lien on the property afterwards, so,
okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. God
Okay.
bless you.
thank
God
you.
bless you, too.
Anybody else?
Okay, are we going back to letter A then?
Anybody else here? We're missing it.
We have one more.
Front row. Come on up. Let me see your address first.
1933 Maiden Lane, Lorenzo Limas, just purchased the property.
Letter Q. Okay.
I just got a letter from Indiana Land Trust saying I had to be here.
Okay.
So that's the reason I'm here. I talked to Mr. Luter, and we're scheduled.
What's your
A
name?
new demo inspection.
Give us your name again?
Lorenzo Limas III.
Okay.
Lorenzo, what was it?
Lorenzo Limas,
Limas.
Limas III,
Got it. And are you associated with the trust?
with the Indiana Land Trust?
Correct.
No,
Okay, what is your association with the
I'm
property?
the owner. I just purchased the property.
From the land trust?
Yes, sir. Oh,
Okay.
no, I have the deed here under my name, so,
Right, but you purchased it from the land trust?
Yes.
They were the seller?
Yeah.
When did you purchase it?
like a month and a half ago.
Okay. Could you give me, after the hearing, if you could give me an address for you, just so we make sure you get the notices?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
7921 Munster, Monroe Avenue, Munster, Indiana.
Got it, okay.
And that's where I'm staying at now, but this will be my primary residence. So that's what I'm waiting for, the
So
demo
this-
inspection. So
This property has been around a while.
I know.
Like, I don't know if Chris is still here. Yeah, so Mr. Patrick's pretty familiar with it. It's, was owned by Youngheim, I think, for a long time. And we've had it up and down. It has various addresses of 1933 Caroline, 1933 Roosevelt, 1933 Maiden Lane. Dean knows where this is, right? Right around the corner from his place. So, I guess, what's your plan, Mr. Lemus, for this? Because let me just set the record also with the condition. Property is uninhabited and completely gutted and has been this way for almost 2 years. It appears the upstairs is full of construction materials that are wrapped and appear to be brand new, appear to be work on the inside, although the property may have been abandoned. So I can show the photos that we have.
I'm planning to live there, so,
That's your intention?
yes,
To rehab and live there?
yes.
What's your timeline?
I can get started as soon as I get the new demo inspection. I already got people looking at it, and I'm ready to rock and roll, so.
You already have contractors in
Yeah.
line? You
Yeah.
already have that? Okay.
Sorry, I thought I had photos on it, but yeah, here we go.
The inspection's been paid for. It is sitting on my desk, but with my health issues and
I remember
limited
that.
work.
I remember, yeah.
We did speak on the phone. He's supposed to send me a lockbox code so I can go up there and complete the inspection at my convenience, again, based on how things go with treatments. So if he can get me the lockbox code, we can meet after the meeting. If he's got it and give it to me, we may be able to get that as early as next week.
Okay, so are we affirming the order then and
What do
setting
you
a
want to do
status
about the
date?
order? Do you want it from the order, or how do you want to handle this one? I mean, this one's been around for a long time.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time coming. I know there was some litigation with Mr. Youngheim and the neighbor that tied everything up for quite a bit of time, and then
There was a lot of things.
somebody bought it, and somebody did do the outside. The outside looks nice,
Siding, windows, doors.
but the inside has no rhyme or reason, really. It's
Yeah, I mean, I
pretty much
hate
gonna
to,
have
like-
be gutted again.
Yeah.
It's
I
like one
know.
of these things where, like, it's been around for so long, I want to affirm the order, but at the same time, I don't want to necessarily burden Mr. Lemus as the new owner with it. If he's got good intentions to rehab it, it sounds like we're doing an inspection.
We can do the inspection and just,
Can we not affirm and have a short status, a couple weeks or a month or
That's
something?
up to Bill and kind of his schedule. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean, yeah, it's really going to depend on, yeah, well, it's, you haven't done any, so.
So what's your recommendation for status?
Why
How
don't we
fast
do?
can you get the
If
inspection?
if he gets me a lockbox code, like I said, maybe next week or early the week after, just depending on how I feel.
Maybe we could do a 30-day status, see where we're at, and then if we're still moving forward, we'll decide whether we're even going to keep it on the demo list or we're going to enter the order at that point.
Or let him, or just let him fix it up.
Let them work under permits.
Okay.
Chris, is that, do you want to be heard on this one?
Give a quick status.
Yeah.
Yes, as mentioned before, the property's been before the board, met multiple times with the multiple different owners that it's had. As far as exterior-wise, the exterior of the property was completed. The only thing that we're working on right now is the interior. That needs to be finished. So as long as,
I think the board wants to give it enough time to complete the inspection and to see if he's going to be able to start completing some of the work.
yeah, no,
So is a
that's fine
month
on
and-
my end.
Ours too,
Yeah.
so is a month enough time?
I-
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. November 7th, 14th, is either one of those better than the other?
14th.
November 14th?
I need to be here.
Yeah. We're not affirming the order, we're staying the order? Okay,
A motion to stay the order and set this for status for November 14th, 2024.
I second.
all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, sir, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else here for demolition hearing? Okay, go back to letter A.
Yes, please.
Okay, letter A, 1219 150th Street.
All right, 1219 150th, you may recall there was a Mr. Perot that kept coming in. He was like a truck driver, and he was coming in trying to fix it up. There's been some work done on the property. Since Mr. Perot owned it, it's been transferred to a, let's see, current owner is Mr. Mendoza at this address is listed. As you can see, it's a one-story commercial brick structure with some bricks that have collapsed. The back of the property is in really bad shape, terrible shape. And it should have come down back in 2021 when we had this the first time.
Absolutely.
So given that there's a failure to appear, we do have good service, I'd request that the order be affirmed as presented.
Right, the only thing I was going to add was I did complete a demo inspection back in '21 for the previous owner, and he took no action on it.
So
That's all we're doing, yeah.
I would request it be affirmed. We're going to set this for bid.
Okay,
Motion to affirm the order.
I second.
all in favor, say aye. Aye. Letter D, 6241 Calumet Avenue.
Thank you.
Okay.
This is the old Harley Davidson and Kenwood. So this has also been up before the board before. The owner is an Isa Bardase of 5529 Calumet Avenue. Commercial property, several cars on fire as recent as April 12, 2023, which started to deteriorate the south and east walls of the property. 11 vehicles and 2 trucks are parked with flat tires, expired or no plates, and missing vehicle parts. The water's on, but there's been no usage. Given the condition of the property, failure to appear, we request the order be affirmed.
I recommend that we affirm the order.
And I concur. Letter E, 7327 Chestnut Avenue.
Yep. Here's some photos of that property. Inspector Hawkins is present here today. This is owned by a Patricia Trinkle at this address. There was a fatal fire on June 6th of 2021 on which the homeowner died in the fire, which was listed as accidental. The property has been empty since, no contact from the family. Meters have been removed. Failure to appear requests that the order be affirmed.
Motion to affirm.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter F, 4831 Columbia Avenue.
Okay, 4831 Columbia. And I guess while they're all here, I want to thank the inspectors for being on top of it. Obviously, the updated photos are very helpful for me and for the board, so I want to thank them all for doing that. This is owned by Geraldine Wendorf at this address. The owner, however, has been deceased since 2017. The city's been paying for cut and clean since 2019. The water's been off since that time. Front porch is damaged. It's full of trash. The property's overgrown and disrepair. As you can see, the condition of the property is one that makes it unsafe. We'd request that the order be affirmed, failure to appear by the owner.
Motion to affirm.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter H, 617 through 19 Goslin Street front.
This is the General John J. Person, the American Legion.
Okay?
There was a pipe that burst in there a couple winters ago, or maybe this last winter,
It was just this last year.
and there's been no contact with the folks that own it. It's been deemed uninhabitable. I don't know if Mr. Pagic has an additional update.
During the summer, I did have a gentleman reach out to me. He was the former commander of, I don't think it was this post, but a post, and he doesn't have any interest in the building, but he did want access to the building to get some items removed that were, like, I think they're General John J. Post related, that he said he needed to speak to somebody in Indianapolis, but I never received a call back from him. I do have his phone number. I can reach out to see if that's something he still is interested in, but he told me he has no interest in the building itself, just wants to
Well,
remove
let him
some
know it's
items.
going to get knocked down.
Yeah,
and
no,
he should contact
he's
somebody.
fully aware of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too bad. I mean, it was actually a very, very nice building inside. I think we've all been in there many times for different events. So given that it's been in an unsafe condition, uninhabitable, and no one appears, I'd request the order be affirmed.
Motion to affirm.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you. Letter I, L, 944 Murray Street.
944 Murray. So this, I believe I got a call from somebody involved in this. It's owned by, it might have been the Crawfords. Jacqueline Crawford and Melvin Crawford are the owners at various addresses around the county. This property's been marked uninhabitable since 2021 due to bad conditions. The owner was in a nursing home. The NIPSCO's still on. There's an issue sometimes with the owner's daughter coming to stay on the property despite the really bad conditions on the property. Failure to appear, I'd request that the order be affirmed unless Mr. Castro has anything to add.
Yes, I've recently cited the property owner and had court last week. Nobody ever showed, so there's a default judgment against the property now for letting people stay in an unsafe place. I did an inspection in there back in June, and the water lines had been totally tore out to the property. It has no active water service, even though the meter's on. And when the daughter breaks in, I guess, because she isn't technically a resident there, she's been collecting her excrement and dumping it in the alley. So we've had the neighbors complaining about this for a while. During the storms in July, the tree in the backyard, part of it fell, and they have not cleaned up that mess yet either, so.
I did want to note for the record, because I do have some notes on this, Ms. Crawford, the mother, called yesterday to my office, indicated she's in a nursing home. Her daughter lives in the house and it's up for sale. And she gave an address at Dyer Nursing Home was where she's at now, so, but.
Yeah, she's contacted myself too, but she informed me that she didn't care about the house because she signed it over to the nursing home.
So from a police perspective, is the mother saying it's okay for the daughter to be there?
She
not?
told me she's not gonna put her out, but she technically wasn't, she broke in to get into the property. But the mother's not gonna evict her daughter from the property.
But it sounds like she's okay, the mother's okay if she's there?
Right, even though it is marked uninhabitable
I
and
just
is
want to make
unsafe.
sure we know that in case we respond there, that's all.
There's been many calls.
Okay.
Motion to affirm the order.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Mr. President, I have a point of order. Our Chief of Staff pointed out that on item D, the board properly motioned and seconded to affirm the order, but there was never a vote taken, so if we could just request that.
Because
He
Donnie
he
abstained.
can't be, he abstained from that,
He
so we
abstained.
recommended and concurred.
Got it. Okay, so we're good.
Yes.
Item
Yeah.
D. Thank you. Just checking. Thank you.
That's okay. We're moving on to letter N, 964 Summer Street, AKA 5614 Howard.
Yeah, this one's been up as well before, back when I think.
Actually, the rear of the property
Yeah.
was initially ordered demoed.
So this is owned by a Sandra Majewski or Majewski at this address. The owner had passed away in November of 22. The rear property, even though there was a demo order, had never undergone an inspection.
She paid for it, but never scheduled it. That's what the
Correct.
problem was.
The water's been off since 2023. Given the condition of the property, we would request that the order be affirmed. Failure to appear.
Good
Motion
enough.
to affirm.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter O, 51 Webb Street.
All right, 51 Webb. So this property, you may recall, and I forget her name, the neighbor, who lives, I think, at 53 or 50, yeah, has come in a couple times. So we finally have this before the board, and it's owned by a AAA group of investors from Cherville. Looks like they began a rehab, but it was not completed. And we would request that, given the condition of the property, the fact that no one appears, that the order be affirmed.
Motion to affirm.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I believe
Okay.
that completes our list.
Way to go, team.
Thank you, good job. I'm going to grab the
Okay.
photos.
They're all kind of other direction, okay? Okay, letter B, request for rental registration hearing submitted for approval. I'm guessing we're using that.
Motion to set that date for October 24th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Moving on to letter C, garage sale permit submitted for approval. Okay, we're good.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter D, right-of-way permits, looks like there's 3 of them received from engineering submitted for approval.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
I guess I'm going to wrap up this meeting towards the end. But anyways, we have 3 permits, one being a MCI. They're putting on a tracer wire on the south side of 169th by Knickerbocker. No big deal. They actually started without a permit last week, but building department, and they shut them down, so they're all in line. Another one being for Advanced Engineering Services. They're putting a driveway in for a future building for their drill rig. So I would recommend those approvals. And we have one more from the favored NICD for the train.
Yep.
So Johnson and Henry will be shut down for 3 days, 24 hours, starting October 19th. And I believe the mayor was made aware of this. This is an ongoing situation, how they're redoing the tracks, the 2 different types of tracks.
Oh, track 1 and track 2, yeah.
Yeah, and we have representation from them. Mr. Mike and Mr. Anthony, and
Yep.
Dean's well aware of this, so I'll hand it over to them.
Morning, guys. Could you both give us your name, please?
Mike Woods.
Okay,
Anthony almost.
okay. Just kind of give us a rundown of what needs to be done.
Okay. Currently, we opened Henry and Johnson for the first track Tuesday morning. Going through testing right now. If testing all takes place and everything's good, we're going to move into track 2. Roughly 2 days after that closure, we'll cut Henry and Johnson off for 3 days for the same exact work on track 2 for the upcoming track 2 outage.
Okay, and notifications and all that will be made just like they did on the first
Just
time?
like the first one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Motion to approve.
Welcome.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on to old business, number 10, letter A, status for 1434 Sherman.
Yeah, it's a demo property that's been going along. Just spoke with the contractor yesterday. They're probably about 2 to 3 weeks from completion. They're waiting on a couple of back-ordered lighting fixtures and getting a plumber in just to make sure that they didn't cover anything bad, because they kept existing plumbing. So I'm hoping for a 30-day status to see if we have this completed in order to rescind by that time.
November 14th, is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
Motion is set for status for November 14th.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Letter B, status for 1101 Truman.
And on this property, the outside has been completely rehabbed, new siding, and just passed rough and insulation inspection. So if we're due, Kevin, if you can shed light, are we due for a new rehab agreement on this one?
Yeah, this is one that, I think we've had contact with the owner, I just don't know what the status of the new rehab is.
Right.
I'll follow up.
Yeah, if we're expired on a rehab agreement, we'll need a new rehab agreement. So maybe just,
Yep, how many days do we need though?
or we'll do another 90-day rehab agreement, because they're, like I said, they just got to rough framing, so electrical, HVAC, plumbing still needs to
So are we
happen.
able to approve a rehab agreement without one here signed, or how do you
We'd have to get
handle
one.
that?
No, I don't want anything approved until we get it signed.
Yeah, so we have to,
So we need a status for a week or so?
Couple
Next,
weeks.
Couple weeks? Okay. The 24th? Okay.
Motion to set the matter for status for October 24th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
And if you're here, still here on the demo property, I'll meet those folks in the hallway now because I'm
Okay, it
completely.
looks like there's one back there for sure. Two, yeah. Okay, letter C, status for 7235 Calumet Avenue.
I had an opportunity to meet with Mr. Peterson prior to the hearing. He and I are still working on that covenant. If we could get a 60-day status. And by the way, he did indicate there's no activity there, so there's
Okay,
nothing
good.
going on that's,
Good.
would be a concern.
Is December 12th okay?
Sure.
Motion to set for status for December 12th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 11, late rental registration hearings, letter A, 13 Doty.
This is a property where it's a new purchaser of the property as of January 23rd of 2023. They did register for 2023, however, we're late for 2024, and that's, they're appealing the 2024 rental registration.
But they're not here, though.
Yeah, he lives out of state. We did have a discussion with him, and he understood, the issues. There's been no issues there. It's the first time he's late. I would make a recommendation that the board approve the request for a waiver this time around, and then if it happens again, he understands there's a late penalty that'll be assessed.
Okay.
Motion to waive the late.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Should be it.
Okay, the meeting's now open to the public. Anybody have anything they want to say?
Mr. Wayne?
Okay?
Motion to adjourn.
I second.